Hello, hello,
everyone.
How are you all?
Hi,
It's
guys.
been so long. 2 weeks, has it been?
At least 2.
How is everybody doing, first of all? Because, wow, what a year 2020 has been, huh?
It's been a lot.
Every time you think it's like, this has to be it, something else pops up. Donald tweets something else, rolls another human rights backwards.
Yep.
I mean, it's not even real, is it? It's like a reality TV show.
It's pretty shit. Say that.
She's gonna go super short this time.
I'm still gonna keep it like curly because I do like to have the curls, but I need it highlighted so bad. It's so dark right now.
I like it. I mean, I like it however you have it, but I like it.
Thanks.
We're such mush. I do have to apologize in advance. We just filmed the memory box video that we had from when I asked Paige out. We forgot some of the stuff that was in there, and we were just reliving memories, and it's very, very soft right now.
And yes, we discussed the handcuff.
How are we going to explain all this?
There is a little bit of a conversation about those.
So when we were filming it, Paige put them on, of course, because why wouldn't you if there's handcuffs there? That's the natural instinct, isn't it? But this bitch clips them on her right wrist, grabs my right wrist, so now we're attached like this, right, with my middle arm here. And she goes, oh, we should do the attach to my girlfriend for 24 hours challenge. I'm like, how the hell would this work? Like, surely it's like that, so we both have an outside utility arm.
Well, I'm not going to be the one that gets to use my left hand.
So, yes, you are.
I don't want to, is what I'm saying.
But you attached our right wrists together, meaning we only have the left.
Oh, well, not exactly.
Exactly.
Maybe I'll get your hand to wipe my butt.
But it would still be my left hand. Because you've restricted both of our rights.
I see. The trouble. We're working through some kinks on that video.
Brainstorming still a go. This might be the time to do it, because if you guys remember, my only hesitation with that one was that I didn't want to be seen in public.
Yeah.
You want this. You want the public attention.
I've been wanting to do the handcuff challenge for months. You're the one that keeps going, nope, we're not doing it. That's not happening. Oh, bitch, I'm going to just clip them on one day.
They have a self-release.
I know, I need to get different ones.
Yes.
I'm going to get ones that
I
have a
don't
lock
know
and
how
key.
to work.
We're gonna figure it out. We're figuring it out.
Yes, you're right. She does love to embarrass me. Why? I don't know. Why do you like to embarrass me, love?
It's fun. That's it.
So eloquent. Leah graduated high school yesterday. Congratulations.
Well done. Congrats. My graduation was actually supposed to be, was it last week?
We're talking about Leah right now.
I just meant people's
Leah graduated. I graduated.
You know what? Fair enough. That sounded pretty shit. Leah, congratulations. Fuck you, Leah. I graduated college. That's a joke.
Timeline question. When was the low that Paige had the white chocolate buttons? Ooh, good question. It was either November or December 2016 or January 17.
It's gotta be in December because I had a lot of lows.
Yes.
And that, need to be near the beginning. Yeah. So,
yes.
Must have been November.
Like rabbits work with you. Holly, when did you first find out that Paige was a type 1? On our very first study date, very, very first, this would have been late October.
Yes.
I think you had a bunch of juice boxes in your bag, because you're like, oh, can you pass, was it that? No, you injected yourself. Because this was before she had the pump and everything. Mm-hmm. So I remember Paige, I saw her with a thing, and I remember seeing it and purposely not looking, because I didn't want to embarrass the gal. Now I realize that was probably the worst thing I could have done. But because I didn't know any better, and I didn't know anyone that would inject themselves in a coffee shop, I'm like, oh, she's on some shit.
I know, always the random people thinking I'm like shooting up, like heroin or something, and in this
you've gotten some really dirty looks in restaurants,
yeah,
and I shoot them straight back.
Yeah.
I get so angry, because, well, people don't know, but they'll know after I give them the fucking look, won't they? I really
sure will.
Yeah, they will.
I always do admit back for that, so.
Of course I have your back. But yeah, so anyway, so she did that, and I purposely looked away or like studied extra hard on the notes, and then I think Paige was like, I think you made a joke, and you're like, not drugs, just saving my life. And I'm like, what do you mean? And then she explained diabetes. I thought in my head, very ignorant, I didn't know those types for one.
And no, seriously though, like I know that you felt bad that you didn't know the types, but most people don't. I feel like unless you have somebody in your life that's affected by it, or you're in school for like healthcare and stuff, most people just don't know the difference. So
you guys know now, Paige has like the little sensor on her arm. She didn't have that when we first were together. So back then, Paige she had a little device. She'd have to prick her finger, squeeze blood out, get the device, put the blood sample, or tell her what her thing was. Oh, that brings back memories.
I know so much has changed now, but yeah, so now I use this instead, scan it with my phone. So much easier.
Yeah, I really like this.
Yeah.
So Holly, I want to know your opinion about J.K. Rowling's situation since you're a fan of Harry Potter. Yeah, I think this is important to talk about, especially during Pride. First of all, I think it's disgusting, everything that she said, but I'm trying very hard not to let the things that she has said and done over the years, because this isn't her first time just eradicating trans, or really anyone that doesn't look or sound exactly like her. I'm trying not to let that affect my love for this series, because she did that, but in my head Harry Potter is not her. Harry Potter was about like finding yourself and being accepted wherever you are and creating your own family, and I think there's a lot of parallels in that and the LGBT community. If only she acted like the way she wrote the books in real life, I think she'd be a lot nicer of a person. So I completely disagree with everything she's saying. I think she's completely eradicating the T in LGBT, and I think she's a piece of shit, basically.
Yeah, I am completely on your side with that. Like, I just don't understand the mentality that she has.
And I don't know where it's even coming from. She just inserts herself into places that she's not welcome. Yeah, so.
Hashtag trash.
Hashtag trash. Me too.
I don't know. Just kidding. She hates that. I know how to get you going. I feel it. The heat.
Yeah. Anyway, moving swiftly on. I don't know if you guys saw our tweet. We had a girl by the name of Phoenix reach out to us to kind of call us out on a little bit of our bullshit surrounding the Black Lives Matter movement.
I think everything she was saying 100%. Was absolutely accurate and correct. She was saying that us holding a platform like this, we need to take responsibility and do more with the platform by not just saying we're going to do better and we're not just going to do more. Like, how are we specifically going to take action to try and actually make a change and make things different? And that all begins with ourselves, I think.
Yep.
And so just as you guys know, everything with the Black Lives Matter movement and everything the past couple of weeks has been really all over the media, but it's been here a lot longer than that.
Other people have been fighting this whole time, and it just hasn't received the media attention or anything like that. So that was completely on us for not speaking up before, because we were ignorant to it. Yeah, the conversation with Phoenix and a few others had reached out to us on our Instagram and stuff to say that we use our live streaming platform to elevate other people's voices instead of our own. And we thought it was a fantastic idea by her. So we've invited her to speak. It's not up to her to educate us. If we want to learn more, we've got to do that and improve ourselves. So that's not her reason for coming on here. Okay, here we go.
Hey, Phoenix. Hi.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. Thank you so much for 1, calling us out, 2, suggesting this, and 3, coming on.
Yeah.
No, thank you. This is crazy. I never thought that you guys would actually ask me to be on here. We're
thankful and we're really appreciative of you coming on today. And like we were saying, you can speak on whatever you want. It's not your job to educate any one of us. That's something that we should be doing on our own time as well. But if you if there's anything you want to say or share or experiences, I'm sure all of us would love to hear them, hopefully learn something from it as well.
Yours.
So.
Okay. Wow. Okay. Well, I feel like there is so many things to say about this. But first off, I'd like to say, bluntly, I'm super frustrated because I know that, in this moment that we're in right now, that a ton of white people are just opening their eyes as if they've been in a long sleep, and they're like, oh my God, what's been happening, because they've been in this little bubble of ignorance or what. And I'm just super frustrated because, you know, I've been Black my whole life. You know, this has never been new. It didn't just happen to me. My girlfriend's Black. My family is Black. Like, this has been following me my whole life. And then you kind of learn really early about racism as a child, because racism doesn't wait for us, right? Like, you've seen kids die at the hands of cops because of racism and police brutality and all this. Parents have to like sit down their child, and then at a really young age, you have to tell them, look, you could die because the color of your skin, and people may not like you because the color of your skin. And police aren't always someone you can trust, right? And that's something that you guys have never really understood because of your privilege, but I just kind of want to show it to you, because I know a lot of white people with George Floyd's death just kind of realized, but this has been happening for years and years and years. And my family is Black, and I have fear for myself and I have fear for them. But like, can you imagine the fear in your heart of like seeing Abby leave the house and wondering if she won't come back? And it's just crazy to think about that. I'm glad that you guys are finally starting to see, but at the same time, I'm really frustrated because it's like, it's as if we Black people, we've been fighting in a war, and you guys have been in this little bubble, and then all of a sudden the bubble popped, and you're like, oh. And it's like, girl, we've been doing this for a long time. Where you've been? There's this constant idea of feeling othered and feeling different that I'm sure you guys never thought of. I'm sure you guys have never felt before. Like, this idea of going to class and seeing no one that looks like you, right? Seeing no one whose hair looks like you. And as a kid, you just kind of want to grow up. You just want to fit in with your friends. You're trying to be the same. Like, you know, that's who you are as a kid. And you can't really feel that way because you're always being put in this box. Even TV shows, like the TV shows you saw as a kid, like Hannah Montana, Zoe 101, like all those shows were centered around white stories, right? And when it comes to every person has a story, right? With all these different like personality traits and all these things that play into who they are as a person. And white people have it, Black people have it, Asian people, it doesn't matter. Everyone has it, but they kind of always show this, they only show the white side and they don't really show the Black side like that. Like, you know, well, no one here looks like me, but then they have like one Black person in there, the one Black friend, but they always show this one perspective of what it means to be Black. This one, like, we are the best friends, we are the support systems, we are the shoulder to cry on, and that's about all. And they kind of show these very one-dimensional characters for Black kids. And it's like, it's not like it's just in one show, right? Like I said, like Holly could go, you can relate to one character, and if Paige didn't, you can go to the next show. But what if every single show shows the same perspective? How do you feel? Now you're feeling like, oh, well, that doesn't connect to me and all that stuff. I was just watching this other live, and this one was talking about how we know you better than you know yourselves, because we have to survive you. We have to survive whiteness. So we do research and we write books on you guys so that we can learn about you and trying to figure out like how to worm around you. And it's kind of like where we have to stay woke in this time as a Black person. I'm 16 years old. I'm still in high school. I'm supposed to be, I don't even know what 16-year-olds do, doing my thing, going out. And I'm out here like debating with people online and fighting with people and stuff, because you kind of have to stay woke. You have to stay on your toes so you can have a chance of surviving, especially in America. This country's a mess. How many commercials have you seen for hair products that were for this hair?
Right.
Right? No. Not many, if any. And so then now I'm watching TV, doing my thing, and I only see hair products for your type of hair. So now I feel like, oh, there's something wrong with my hair, right? And I hated my hair and I hated myself for so long growing up because I just looked different from everyone else and I felt like I couldn't fit in. And it was so disgusting. It was saddening. It took me so long to get over that. When you see everything that doesn't look like you, how are you supposed to embrace yourself and how are you supposed to feel good about yourself? They break my heart, and the fear and the grief of all the people who are lost, their families, sits on my shoulders. And I carry it around like dead weight, honestly. Everywhere I go, we've gotten to a point where we categorize racism into levels to see, how racist was this? And it was like, then we kind of put it in a box of, this was lightweight racism. I won't say anything. I'll keep my mouth shut for the sake of keeping the peace and not being labeled as the angry Black person all over again, right? And it's like these little lightweight things where it's not a huge deal, but it's like, how did that make me feel? And then there's also like bigger racist things that happen. When I was in 6th grade, after school one day, I had my school uniform on. I go into the store and I'm like, I don't know, talking to my friend. And people were literally following me around the store. And they weren't even doing it sneakily. Like, you couldn't even be slick about it. Like, they couldn't even do that. What did I do? Like, why are they following me around the store? I'm just trying to get chips. I'm after school. I'm living my best life. And I feel like a criminal. And that stuff happens all the time. So then you got to go home and tell your parents and be like, Mom, guess what happened to me today? Mm-hmm. And it's the most heartbreaking thing from a child's perspective, from a parent's perspective, because there is no transition from a Black kid being cute to a Black kid being a threat, right? It's like there is no transition. It's just immediately, boop, target on their back. Mm-hmm. And you're fearful all the time, especially with all these marginalized groups on top of, like, Black trans women go through it, mm-hmm. Black women go through it, women in general go through it, but then imagine adding all this other oppression on top of it. I've seen the death so many times, and honestly, I wasn't surprised when I heard about George Floyd's death. Mm-hmm. So I am happy that people finally noticed it, but I'm also frustrated because it's like, where have you been?
Yeah.
I've been here the whole time, and there's so many things that go into it, but I'm upset, and so...
Yeah, I think what you said to us really hit home, because you said you've been fighting it forever, right? It's not new to you. It's news to us and just picking up speed now. And that's bullshit. It's been going for a long time. But the difference is that when these people are saying, like, hey, sign this petition, like, blah, blah, look at how active we are, then people are saying, thank you so much for doing this. And they're getting praised for basically being a decent human, for being ignorant to it before, mm-hmm. And for just tweeting something and hoping for the best, right? And that is bullshit. And you were totally right about that. And I think just hearing about your experiences, about things that we never had to worry about in our childhood, because we didn't have to learn about racism and stuff other than when it was, like, completely whitewashed in history. Like, this happened, but it's not happening anymore. Yeah. And it's just built and built and built to living in a white world that you said you have to read to, like, navigate through in order to survive it and to thrive. Just hearing your perspective on things that we take for granted or we don't think twice about, it's really, really inspired me, especially because you're 16. And I don't mean that in a dismissive way. Like, wow, I'm just blown away. It's made me want to do better. Like, I hope when we have kids, we sit them down and say, this is how you should treat a person, right? Like, if we educate on our side more, maybe there wouldn't be such a divide between what we go through and what you have to navigate through.
Yeah. And I just want to say, I think you are an incredible speaker, and we really appreciate you coming on today, because it really opened my eyes to a lot. Just having conversations like these, that they're not easy conversations, but they're very, very important. And mm-hmm. I'm just learning every single day. I'm learning bits and pieces, and I really appreciate you taking the time to explain.
We've had a few difficult conversations with our families on, kind of like you were saying, with the levels and the microaggressions and things like that. Our parents are only watching the media side of this, and we're seeing more of the social media side and the true things what are happening. And we've been calling out and trying to educate as much as possible. But now, like, if we see or hear these microaggressions happening, it's our job to speak up, or at least around to de-escalate if necessary.
Yeah. We know we need to do more and not just say we're going to do better. That was a big thing I took from your message to us, was how are you going to do better? What exactly are you going to do? What actions are you going to take to actually make a difference and make a change? And that's why Holly and I wanted to do this today, to kind of get the conversation going, and actually put action into what we'd like to do and get different perspectives. We really do want to educate ourselves and learn more and do better with our platform, by not just saying do better. This is a start.
This isn't, we're not doing this and be like, oh.
Yeah, no, this is something we want to continue and just be a platform that talks about all of these issues, not just LGBT, like, specific issues.
And not
like
just when they're happening in the media, because this, I keep seeing tweets, it's not over. And of course it's not over. We should still be talking. Justice has not been served.
I'm really glad that you guys and, like, other white people are finally educating themselves, because I think that you have to take a hard look at yourselves and kind of think about, how do you benefit from white privilege? How many times has a cop kind of let you go or whatever? No one really looked at you twice or anything. Like, how do you benefit from white privilege, how do you benefit from systematic racism, knowing that I think something like 80% of the wealth in America is held by white people. And I know you guys don't live in America, but you know what I'm saying. We've been saying this for years, right? This is not the time to stop. It's the time to keep going and be louder than ever. And I think that's important, especially trying to talk to any white people near you and try to have this conversation so that they can see what's been going on. And for white people, I think you guys have a lot of the power because you guys are in it, right? You guys are benefiting from systematic racism. You guys are benefiting from white privilege. You guys are like, we're on the outside and you're on the inside, right? You guys have to take it down from the inside. So I think that it's good that you guys need to like stand with us. But at the same time, you know, I like that you mentioned like being idolized for it. That gets on my nerves because you shouldn't be idolized and getting cookies for having human decency. It's like going to the Pride Parade and then you bring your straight friend who's an ally and they jump on the stage and it's like, guys, I'm an ally. This parade is for me. And then all the LGBT people are like, girl, get off that stage.
Fantastic analogy.
That was very well done.
I hate
It's the same thing. Like, girl, good for you. Like, I'm glad you support us. I'm glad you stand with us. Support that. I support you supporting us. Get off the stage. It's not for you. Black people should be front and center because it's about us. It's our movement. It's about our humanity. It's about our right to live, to breathe, to not have to teach our kids about this crap. It's all around you. I promise you that. Racism is not just in America. It's all around you. So I'm glad I could come on here and speak, and it's been nice.
Yeah, Phoenix, I just really want to thank you. Truly, you are so eloquent and well-spoken, and God knows what you're going to accomplish in your life. Because can you imagine us at 16 like this? Genuinely.
No,
Phoenix.
you are like actually unfucking real. I can barely string together sentences now, and you are just incredible. You're so well-spoken, and like if I wouldn't have known that you were 16, I would have thought you were like,
don't age the
I know. But you just are very educated and smart, and you're going to do some incredible things. You already are. So
yeah, and Phoenix, I think a lot of white people get uncomfortable when they hear this or get defensive straight away. And I have to admit, when I first read your message, my first instinct was defense. But you completely called us on our shit, and I appreciate that so much, because if you hadn't have done that, we would still be in the same lane that we were. And I'm not saying we're completely revamped now and changed, but at least we are somewhat aware of what we were doing before and are now taking a more active approach to battling this and standing with you. Being able to put us and the viewers in your shoes of what it was like growing up and the little things every day that we are completely blind to is just such a eye-opening experience, and I'm not sure I would have got it if you didn't come on. So just thank you again so much. I was just really proud. I want to give you a big hug. You're incredible, an incredible young woman.
Thank you for having me. This has been great. I love the support. Thank you guys so much. It's so cool to be on the other side because usually I'm the one commenting.
Typing. Okay, Phoenix. Yeah, thank you again.
And we really appreciate it.
Thanks you.
Bye.
Bye.
Okay, wow. So we hadn't spoken with Phoenix on an actual call or anything beforehand. We had just spoken through messaging back and forth. So we weren't entirely sure like what was going to happen or how it was going to go, but I am so happy that she was able to come on, and hopefully all of you guys are able to learn something too, and can take these into your day-to-day life, and just be more aware of your privilege if you are white, and make an active effort to make a change.
Yeah, I think the big takeaway from this is we can't change how we were. What we can do is listen to experiences and the perspective of non-white people, people of color, realize how fucked up it is and how much we benefited from this system off of other people's backs, and then change it going forward. So yeah, guys, thank you so much. I did see a couple of people call people out. I tried to block them immediately. There is no space for them in this family whatsoever. They're out now, and we hope you guys have an amazing Sunday. Thank you again for joining.
Yeah,
Phoenix,
thank you guys.
Thank you so much again, and we'll catch you guys soon.